going on. The first is in Islington South and Finsbury, where Emily Thornberry has held the seat since 2005 and will likely keep holding on to that. But the second, slightly more interesting, is in Islington North, where Jeremy Corbyn is running for the very first time as an independent candidate after being the Labour MP here since 1983. He is up against Labour's Praful Nargand. Now, in a poll that came out last week, it put Jeremy Corbyn quite far behind, only on 29 points in comparison to Nargand's 43. But my colleague Daisy, who's just behind the camera, and I have been having a little walk around the count floor and chatting to some people and sort of getting a feel for what's going on. And from what we understand, it's going to be a much, much tighter race than expected. You can kind of see here that you've got everybody counting, and as they're counting, they're putting these votes into packs. And what they're then doing is they're putting the pack tables, and you can see slowly those piles are piling up. Now, as we had a walk around, it was looking fairly promising for Corbyn in places like Finsbury Park and Hillrise. Now, these are wards that it's expected that he would hold on to quite a lot of votes, but even so, I think people in the Corbyn campaign, they're feeling a lot more optimistic than they might have done a week ago. Now, we have to remember that this would be a massive, massive feat if Corbyn were able to beat out the Labour Party, the party that he's been a member of since he was 16 years old. The campaign only started 6 weeks ago after Rishi Sunak called a snap election, forcing Corbyn to quickly announce that he was going to be running as an independent candidate and having to start a campaign with absolutely no data, no understanding really of where he could locate his votes and mobilise those votes. So if he were able to pull off this shock victory, it would be a really huge moment for him and his campaign. On the other hand, Islington North has taken on even greater importance in a national sense, because for Starmer, if Labour were to win this, if Corbyn were to lose, it would be a real moment where he could say he'd finally stamped out all of those people who really followed Corbyn during the years, and he can really say that he's reformed the party. Now, in other news, in Islington South and Finsbury, the Greens are feeling confident that they're going to up their share of the vote and come in a strong second place, although it's still likely that Thornberry will claim the majority of the vote. We're going to keep you up to date with everything that's going on here. We've been out on the floor chatting to candidates. We've been talking to the Conservative candidate, the Green candidate, people from inside the Corbyn campaign. Now, when we last checked, Mr. Nargand still hadn't arrived. I'm just having a look around now to see if I can spot him. But from the looks of it, I don't think he's here yet. And it is, what time is it? 1:45, about. So, I mean, we're going to keep you up to date with what's going on. We're now going to go and have another little walk around, get a feel. It's still early days. It's too close to call. It's definitely going to be close. If it's a small minority of the votes, then we could potentially go into the recount. I think nobody really wants that because it would take us into the very early hours of the morning. But from what we can see here, it's been pretty efficient. They're hoping that they're going to announce the results in Islington South and Finsbury at 2 and then in Islington North at 3. I mean, I can already see that some of the counters have finished with all their votes in Islington South and Finsbury. So it seems like everything's moving pretty on track. Yeah, we're gonna go and have a little walk around, and we will be streaming live when we have the next update.